ברשות מוריי ורבותיי, ברוך השם, just one day אחרי תשעה באב, just today, the fire on Beit HaMikdash was off. That's why we still do Avilut half day of Aseri Be'av. But I saw a beautiful question this week. One of the biggest tzaddikim, he asked, we're supposed to do Tisha B'Av today. Instead of Tisha B'Av, it's today. We're supposed to do the morning, the Avilut today. Because it's today that we saw the Horban Beit HaMikdash. So today, because Erev Tisha B'Av and the day of Tisha B'Av was burning. Maybe it will not burn. Maybe in the meantime somebody will decide to switch off the fire. So why Be'emet we do Tisha B'Av today? So he said that always we do what is always is Hathalat Pa'anuta. I saw in some Sfarim that the Tet, the Tzum of Tebet, Asara B'Tebet, is more important than Tisha B'Av. Why? Because that date started, the Horban Beit HaMikdash, really that date started because the enemy came and they surrender, the walls of Yerushalayim. So the Hathalat Pa'anuta, it was the beginning of the destruction was on Asara B'Tevet, and it got worse on Shva B'Tammuz because they did not do Teshuvah Am Yisrael. So the enemy, he broke the walls of Yerushalayim, and unfortunately, during 3 weeks, they did massacre, they killed, they raped, they did Hashem Yishmor, so many things, and on Tisha B'Av, they burned it. So anyway, because the fire started, the Chilul started on Tisha B'Av, so we do Tisha B'Av. Be'emet I was thinking, always when Chas v'Chayila, somebody has the bad machala, if you don't take care of the beginning of the bad machala, Hashem Yishmor, it could be dangerous. Always the beginning is dangerous. Even the Yerida of Yirat Shamayim. When a Bachar Yeshiva starts to go down a little bit, if Chas v'Chayila, we don't take him on time, it's too late. There's nothing you can do. Always that chala is the most important. That chala. Like we talk sometimes about the chinuch. What is chinuch? Education. The chinuch starts in the beginning. The chinuch don't start when the baby is old. That's it. Finished. I know stories about telephones. I know, Be'emet, even by religious people, I know a lot of stories. How the telephone, it's, of course, Chas v'Chayila, you don't have not kosher telephone for fun. No, they have it for business. But everything starts, this is only for business. This is only for business. And this, you see, always the children are behind the telephone. And they test what it is, the telephone. They test what they can see the telephone. Then even if you bring them a kosher telephone, they will not be satisfied. I know a lot of stories. Maybe I know thousands of stories. How the children, they started only looking, only eating just it was in the house. And by curiosity, one day, the father, he was in the bathroom, he was having a shower, and the baby, the son, he put it on, he see what he never saw in his life. And that's it. Or itemoto, only everything. If we don't repair the beginning, it's too late. And that's why, my friend, we do Tisha B'Av. On Tisha B'Av, the beginning of the problem, when they started, when Titus, or when Nebuzaradan, when he burned, he threw, he threw the fire on Beit HaMikdash, that's it. And just the fact that there is even a small fire in Beit HaMikdash, who can have the chutzpah to do that? To throw a torch of fire on Beit HaMikdash. Just that, it's enough, chas v'chayila, it's a bad beginning. I do remember when I was a baby. When I was a baby, I was maybe 6-year-old. Yes, I'm sure I was 6-year-old. Because I followed the story. The king of Morocco, Mohammed V, the king of Morocco, he came to Essaouira. And he arrived on Shabbat. I remember that the people, the first time, they want to see the king. And it was, since already Friday, people they didn't sleep there, so that in the morning, that when the king came, they can see him. At least they can see the king. And I remember my father, Alav Shalom, he told me, David, go and see the king. I was a baby. I told him why. He told me, I will tell you after, but I want you to see the king, and I want you to tell me how it looked like. So, of course, because I was the son of Rabbi Moshe Pinto, so I had protexia. So I went, and they let me. I went where the Jewish people, in the area of the Jewish people, they give them the best place. And I was pushing, and they saw who I am, so they let me. And then I was waiting, and I saw when the king came with his daughter, Lala Amina. His daughter, she was at the time 6-year-old. And that I will never forget. That vision I will never forget. So later, I asked my father, why you push me to go to see the king? He told me, I want you to see how people do kavod to a king. So you will learn if to a king that tomorrow he will die, people do him kavod, so kavahomer HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that stayed in my mind. I can never forget that. That it's in my mind. I'm telling you, I'm not joking. I am 74-year-old. Every day I think about those words. To know who is the king, who is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have to see who is the small one. Now I'll tell you something and I finish. About 10 years ago, I was in Paris, and somebody told me, it's close to the king family, that the princess Lala Amina, she wanted to see me. She was very ill. I was shocked. I said, Lala Amina. Suddenly I remembered when I was 6-year-old, when she was as well 6-year-old, Leavdil, and I saw her when I was in Morocco. Now she wants to see me. Wow. So I went to the appointment, of course, with respect, but I told her, Your Highness, I have to tell you something. I told her, I know you. She said, you know me? How? So I told her the story of my father. And I told her, look, I had a chutzpah to tell her something. I told her, look how Am Yisrael are. Am Yisrael, Ini lo yanu v'lo yishan. Look, you are the princess. I am just a Jew. I'm small. I'm from a poor family. When I saw you with your father, the king, with a big Rolls Royce, at that time I was living in a house of Aniyim. We had nothing in the house, nothing, an empty house. And you live in a palace. You have palace. You are a princess. You have everything. You have a private jet. You have everything. And I am only a small Jew. Who come to see the other one? You come to see me. So she looked at me, she said, we know that the brachot of the rabbis are very valuable. Rabotai, why I tell you this story? just to make you comfortable, just to know who you are. We pray to our Bnei Torah, you are Bnei Melachim. There is a lot of Bnei Melachim, but the posh Bnei Melachim are Legionos Melech, those who study Torah. And those who study Torah, they are more near to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is, my friend, how much we have to be careful. As Bnei Melachim, as Chayela, you must know that Yitzhara exists. And you have to know this. If Chas v'chayla we realize, we see a small midara or a thought or something not bad in us, we have to be taken out right away. Otherwise, it will be too late. Like a cancer. When it starts, if you don't take care of it, finito. There is my brother-in-law, he had an affection with his ears. Now he's very, very, very bad. May Hashem send him refuah shelema. But he didn't take care. For 3 days he said it's nothing. Now he came to Hashem Yishmon 3 days. He's in danger, and now his kidneys are damaged. They have to do him now dialysis. Hashem Yishmon 3 days because he didn't take care of his ears. The same way that we have to take care on our health, we have to take care on chinuch, on midot. The chinuch start hanoch l'na'ar al pi darko. When? Because the derech of a na'ar is to be abundant, to do whatever you want. The education, you have to educate him since he's a baby. Don't wait till he grows. It's too late. Even when it comes to midot, if we don't repair them, when we start with this bad midot, it will be too late. בעזרת השם, יהיה רצון שנזכה כולנו יחד לביאת משיח צדקנו במהרה בימינו אמן.